Greetings YouTube, welcome back to my channel. It is day 2 of the Beast rebuild. That's how far we got yesterday. Good progress was made. Today, if we possibly can, the plan is to get the frame completely stripped down and everything else off so that we can get ourselves sorted out and start putting the thing back together again. Anyway, let's have it. Right. So we managed to get the engine out yesterday, and it was really hard. We were kind of dragging it across the frame rails, and I welcome comments throughout this series of videos. I really do. So I'm sure there'll be some people watching this who are far more experienced, because as we mentioned yesterday, we have zero experience in this, but lots of enthusiasm, which is perhaps not as important, but equally as important. And I'm already wondering to myself, when this frame is powder coated and it's nice and blue again like it should, any top tips for getting the engine back in without damaging the frame would be greatly appreciated, because I can't see how to do that at the minute. I'm sure things will work themselves out as we go along. Anyway, we're going to get this engine into this tub, then into the back of Ben's old Defender, and then at the end of today's session we're going to take it round to my dad's place, and the engine can disappear into his workshop, where it's going to be stripped down, completely refurbished. Every gasket, seal, bearing that needs changing will be changed. In fact, they'll all be changed anyway, and we'll check all the tolerances of everything. You know, who knows, maybe we'll be reboring it, and new rings or even new piston. Don't know until we get in there. I can only guess that it will be grim.
I suppose we could start stripping the front end down.
Yeah, let's. And like I say, this disconnect here.
Yeah.
So we spent ages looking at this ignition switch yesterday, thinking, how are we going to get that out? And we're not. We're going to disconnect the plug. This is being sent off to be refurbished. And I'm hoping that when it comes back, I'll ask them to reset it to 0, because it's irrelevant how many miles it's done. Everything's going to be rebuilt.
So is it best to strip the handlebars down, front wheel off and front suspension off, and then you can have it set on here and here, and then literally just
why
that,
not?
do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's all got to go, isn't it? Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, because we disconnected it, didn't we, to get the engine out, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put that in a sealed unit, because that's obviously going to be...
The loom is virtually there, Ben.
Yeah, I think it's just...
The loom.
You just got to get the front end off.
Perhaps get this out of the way first. Okay, we can't get that off yet then, until we take the...
You can wrap it around and feed it here out of the way.
So we've decided we're going to take off all the stuff on the handlebars, like the throttle and the levers, and then we're going to flip the bike upside down.
That one's held in with a Phillips.
Yeah, I bet it's had somebody stick something in that shouldn't be there. Yeah, flip the bike upside down, and then hopefully when we take the wheel off, it won't suddenly be the bike falling over on us, and we can use, you know, like triangle 3 points of contact for it to stay nice and solid, or as solid as it's going to. So that's the plan. We're going to get that off, then the plan is to get the back end stripped off completely, and then get the forks off, and then we've probably gone as far as we can go for a while with the actual frame and the chassis. And then after that, it's the engine, to be honest, I think. But it's going to take a while, because it's as funds allow as well. So you know, I could get all this blasted off and powder coated and painted, but I can't afford to at the moment, so that's going to have to wait. But anyway, we've got enough to keep us going for the while.
It's coming.
Can I steady the bike?
Might be alright. It's just where it's...
Does it not? Does it not come apart then?
It does. I think, like Grandad said, I could do with a flat just a price. A bit wider. Okay. There you go. Love it.
Bit of pumping action going on. Okay, I suppose we stick that back into the caliper.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure it will be one of the caliper refurb kits which you can buy new, but it's all expenditure. This is a video series of Ben restoring a DR600.
Yeah, that's all the electronics off, I think.
So, folks, as I say, the experienced bike restoration people amongst you who might be happening to watch this for a laugh, if nothing else, comments are welcome on what we should be doing, and top tips are greatly appreciated. It really is, because this is
Might get this up as well, 'cause this is
pretty much the first restoration. Well, it is my first restoration completely, Ben's, and I know my dad's done bits and bobs over the years, but it's all a bit scary. I found it quite overwhelming yesterday when we started to get it apart, and I looked at all the amount of little rusty parts and things that need painting, and now we've got a big box of bits. This is the lightest the bike is ever going to be. So I'm guessing at some point this has already had some sort of a light restoration, or maybe even a more serious restoration, because this frame should be blue, I believe. Somebody will probably now correct me and say, no, there was a black variant. But definitely the swing arm, which isn't aluminium, it looks like it when it's in original condition because it's silver, is just steel, because it was one of the criticisms of the model that it was too heavy because of things like that. And then it's painted silver, which... WD-40 on it.
Maybe. Actually, I'm
You're going the wrong way, yeah.
Oh, it is.
There you go. Shut the mean business. It's coming. It's coming.
I've got the wheel as well.
There's a space to this side. Stick it all back in for the minute. Okay.
Nice.
Easy.
You can slide your sleeves up now, can't you? Just get rid of them.
Yeah. Well, they are not too bad, actually.
Yeah.
A bit pitted at the top.
That's probably, you could probably just buff it off there, could you?
I don't know. Right, that's off. Spaces to lose again. Obviously not going to be out, bang that out easily because the frame's in the way.
So you got this one here as well, and that.
And that, yeah. Let's try those.
That's a
next.
spindle, isn't it? Have you got anything
That's for the swing arm, isn't it? That is the.
It's gonna be way bigger.
Not get it through it anyway. I don't know. Another spacer that I'll forget where it goes.
We want a Bondus. Oh, use one of them. Use the big 12mm Bondus and just.
Don't want to damage the end of it though.
That's alright.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right, watch out for spacers and things.
Oh, okay.
There we go. Cool. And then get the nut on it as well, which is one of these, isn't it? It's this big one. What's that? Ooh, that wasn't very tight.
What's that on the side?
Be interesting to see what all. What's that doing?
That just holds it to the centre console thing. It holds that bit in your hand on.
Right.
Do you know what I
Although
mean?
that's
Yeah.
holding it on as well,
So
isn't
that
it?
clamps it to the top tube, and then
And then it'll come.
Right, okay.
you look. Is it a 10 on the side?
Probably, it may be a bit bigger. Maybe a 13. Okay.
Yeah. She's coming.
Yeah, she is. Oh, I've fallen over. I can't, I'll tap it from the other side of the ground. Right, so we have a load of ball bearings now disappear. Needle bearing. Oh.
It's got some chili powder in there as well, just for good measure.
Yeah. Are they contained, those needles, do you think? They probably are, aren't they? In a race. Yeah. Well, folks, we have stripped the bike right down. That is the frame. Ben's just getting some grease and rubbish off of it. Everything else is off. I've got two big boxes of stuff, a whole load of other bits and bobs. The next job is we're going to get the engine in the back of the Land Rover, get it over to my dad's workshop, and the carburetor's in the box as well. And that'll be probably one of the next videos, will be a stripping down the engine, I guess. All this stuff is going to probably have to wait for a little while because, like I said earlier, it's all funding, and this needs to be blasted, shot blasted, whatever. And then the frame painted blue, other bits painted black, the plastics and the tank white. I'm waiting for decals to come that I ordered off of the internet. Luckily, a lot of stuff is available. There's a lot of stuff that isn't available as well, but a lot of stuff is available. So we've gone from a bike in probably 4.5 hours to 2 boxes of bits and a frame and a lot of stuff that we don't know how to put back together again. But other than that, all is going well. Right, we'll get the engine over to my dad's, and then we'll be calling it a day for today, I think. Success so far. Straight backs.
Yeah, you can probably hold the handle on
Good way of putting it in, isn't it? Well, there is a lot to be said for having an old Land Rover, because you didn't take engines in the back of it. So we're off to my old man's workshop, where the engine's going to be ripped apart and put back together again once it's been completely refurbished. We've got a few more little jobs to do, like taking apart the remainder of the front forks, taking apart little bits on the top yoke and stuff, and the rear shock, the bracketry around that. And then it's a case of sorting it all out into boxes for what colour needs to be what, and getting it all cleaned up, blasted off, repainted. And I'm thinking I'm just going to use one company to do the whole lot. I think it's easier to keep it all in-house. Back in the old days when we had our engineering business, we could have done all the fabricating and machining, all of what was required ourselves, not the painting necessarily. But those days are gone, so we have to make the most of what we got. And what we've got is not a lot, basically. As you've seen, we've pulled that bike apart in just a normal suburban garage with not a lot of room, and that's where it's going to be built back up again. But we will get it done. You right?
Yep.
Oh, just put it down so my fingers all funny under there. That's better. Right, cool.
How do this?
Now yours up.
Yep.
Very handy blue tray, this.
Yeah.
So the next time this engine comes out of here, it will in theory be one refurbished, reconditioned, beautifully painted, fully functioning engine. My dad is laughing from behind the camera. Do you know something we don't? Anyway, I think we've done really well today. Thank you, Dad. Thank you, Ben. Going to end today's video here. The next one will be either working on this bit of the beast or the other little bits of stripping down that we've still got to do that I was talking about in the car. Thank you for watching today's episode. If you have got any suggestions or anything that will help us on our way, I really appreciate it. Having said that, the videos will be out and their history by the time they're published. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Please like it and subscribe if you did, and I'll see you in the next one, whatever that is. Bye bye.